Good job, Patricia.
Yes. Oh my. Okay. Well, we are so fortunate this morning. We have Angelika Schafer, Reverend Angelika Schafer, and an ordained interfaith minister. And we're really honored to have you with us this morning, Angelica. And she's going to begin our service with an opening prayer. Thank you, Angelica.
Yes, this prayer is Dr. Joe Dispenza's words, and it's very profound. He says, "Bless your body, that it be lifted to a new mind, to a new energy. Bless your life, that it be an extension of your divine mind. Bless your past, that it turn to wisdom. Bless the challenges in your life, that they initiate you into greatness. Bless your future, that your life purpose is fulfilled. Bless your soul, that it wakes you from this dream, and that it be your guide. Bless the benevolent energy of the divine. To become your mind, that its nature becomes your nature, that its will becomes your will, and its love for life becomes your love for life, to delight with you in the depth of your being. And bless the benevolent energy of the unseen to move in you, to stir in you, to flow through you and all around you. And bless your soul, that it wakes you from this dream, and that it be your guide. Amen. And I will go right into a chant by Snatam Kaur, and it's called I Am, but it has some Sanskrit words. And the Sanskrit words Sat means truth, honesty, or the reality of existence. Nam means name or identity. So when we say Sat Nam, it means in the name of truth, I am truth. Truth is my essence. I am identified with the reality of existence, not with the mind that goes around in a hamster wheel and spins out into all these eddies in the river. So this, again, it's called I Am, and I want to invite you to sing with me, stay muted, but sing with me the Sat Nam I Am, Sat Nam I Am. Sat Nam I am grace, I am, you're the... sorry. Sat Nam I am grace, I'm lifted by your air with every breath. Sat Nam I am free, I feel the waters, bless me with your love. Sat Nam I am strength, I am the fire that rises when I sing. Sat Nam I am grounded, I am one with the earth, we all are. Sat Nam I am, 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 Sat Nam. Nam, I am grace, I'm lifted by your air with every breath. Sat Nam, I am free, I feel the waters bless me with your love. Sat Nam, I am love, I'm in the moment. When I smile, I am. Sat Nam, I am peace. When I'm in stillness, I become my truth. Sat Nam, I am. 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 Sat Nam. Sat Nam, I am. Sat Nam.
Thank you. I take a breath. Satnam, I am. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Um, right now, I would like to read the invocation affirmation. And I want you to think about it because this is who we are. First, there is only one presence and one power active in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. Then, there is only one presence and one power active in unity, Clear Lake Center, God, the good, omnipotent. And finally, there is only one presence and one power active in our world, God, the good, omnipotent. And now, the five basic ideas of unity, which is really the foundation of unity. Number one, God is absolute good everywhere present. Two, human beings have a spark of divine spirit within them, the Christ consciousness within. Therefore, they are inherently good. Next, human beings create their experience by the activity of their thinking. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Number four, prayer is the process that affirms our connection with God mind and brings forth wisdom, healing, and everything good. But finally, knowing and understanding universal laws, also called truth, are not enough. A person must also live the truth that he or she knows. And then, well, Reverend Angelika, I know I must live my truth. And I know you are going to inspire me to be the light. And I would give the service over to you now, Reverend Angelika.
Thank you, Barbara. That was a beautiful reading. And I would like to start again with another song. And this one is called Here Again by Elevation Worship. Can't go back to the beginning. Can't control what tomorrow will bring. But I know here in the middle is the place where you promised to be. I am enough when I remember who I truly am. 'Cause all I want is all I am when this heart is whole again. As I walk now through the valley, let this love rise above every fear, like the sun shaping the shadow. In my weakness this glory appears. I am enough when I remember who I truly am. 'Cause all I want is all I am when this heart is whole again. Can't go back to the beginning, can't control what tomorrow will bring, but I know here in the middle is the place where you promised to be. I am enough when I remember who I truly am. 'Cause all I want is all I am when this heart is whole again. Not for a minute am I forsaken, for love is in this place, love is in the space. Light up the darkness, let hearts awaken, for love is in the space, the love that's in the space. Just that message by itself is probably kind of summing it all up, right? So I will share my screen here with you, because I'm going to show some slides for you. So can you see it okay? Oh, good. All right. Awesome. So the reason I chose this title, "To Be the Light is Through the Shadow," is because that is basically my journey. And it's also the journey of the prodigal son, the prodigal daughter, which has always been my favorite story in the Bible. And it's about when we take this journey seemingly away from our divine home, from our divine parents, from our divine reality. And we get all lost in this seemingly dense world where everything is kind of condensed and distorted inside out and upside down. We forget our home and we forget who we really are. And then that makes for a very interesting journey. You know, we all like those hero stories, like the Lord of the Rings or, you know, Star Wars, and they are all about that in a way, that in the seeming journey away from home where we seem to squander our inheritance, we can't really squander our inheritance. This stuff we can squander, yes, but not who we truly are. So that is actually not squanderable. It's only that sometimes we forget our true nature. We forget the true nature of things because this world of projection and illusion is so strong. It's so convincing. But without that convincing, I guess we wouldn't really fall for it anyway. And apparently the divine wanted to have this exploration. So why does the divine father, when the son who has squandered the inheritance and lost everything and is destitute in a as a homeless person somewhere way out from home, why does the father celebrate that son coming back home? And the son came back home, was able to come back home as soon as he asked for help. Now let's take that in for a moment. When I work with clients, I notice that really the core issue is that we forgot who we are. We identify with what we are not, which is all the mind stuff and all the emotional eddies, the disturbances. It's fine to identify with peace and love and joy and grace and those emotions. We can identify with those qualities because they bring us closer back to home. But when we identify with fear and worry and jealousy and envy and grief and anger and all those things, which are very human, but the trouble is we identify, we think we are that. We're just having an experience. So I always share with people to welcome the emotions. They are just energy that was stuck. They are energy that got distorted and stuck because we couldn't process it. So that's all it really is. And it's not wrong. There is no wrong or right here. But it's a valuable exploration because the emotions, the experiences and emotions we have, they bring us closer to the truth again. As we explore them with presence and authenticity, we grow, and I've grown a lot in this life. It seems like I've lived probably a dozen lives just in this one life. And I was the prodigal daughter, and I even on the physical level, I left my home in Germany when I was young after college, and I moved to the wilderness of Alaska, and I lived there for 9 years, and then I moved to California because of a deep loss, death of my partner, and it brought me to seek more, to seek further. And so I moved to California to this spiritual community, and that's where I still am. I'm still here in this area. But I was guided by my divine love, my divine parents all along. I didn't know that at the time, and I felt like I was just, trying to find my way in this world and where I fit and what my purpose was. But I was guided all along. It's like that story with the footprints in the sand where we only see one pair of footprints. And it's because the divine is carrying us in its arms, especially when it gets rough. And so I wanted to share a quote by Jeannie Zandi. It's my favorite quote, and I might have shared it before, but it's wonderful. She says, "We are asked over and over to offer our empty hands, to let the things we are gripping drop, to give up everything that does not exist in this vibrating moment. Hand it over, all that has happened, all that might happen, every sweet dream we cling to. This is life's loving strip search. Give it all over. Something else wants to live you." I just think this is such a beautiful writing. And I'll share one more, my favorite Rumi poem. It's rigged, he says. Everything in your favor. So there is nothing to worry about. Is there some position you want, some office, some acclaim, some award, someone who loves you, maybe several who love you, maybe a relationship with God? I know there is a gold mine in you. When you find it, the wonderment of the earth's gifts you will lay aside as naturally as does a child a doll. But dear, how sweet you look to me, kissing the unreal. Comfort, fulfill yourself in any way possible. Do that until you ache, until you ache. Then come to me again. It speaks of the infinite patience of our divine home, parent, essence, love. I've been listening to a lot of near-death experiences because I'm dealing with so many friends that are leaving, and I play this double role. You know, here I am, I'm grieving on the human level, but I know the divine truth, and so I also do their memorials as a minister. So I've learned to titrate that intensity, that line where I can be open-hearted and fragile and vulnerable, but also still deliver a beautiful memorial service, you know, a celebration of life for them. And it's in a way a beautiful gift. I actually love doing it because it brings us to the edge of of the mystery, the edge of our own mortality, where we can't strategize anymore to not feel the terror that might be there about dying. You know, even though we have all these spiritual, wonderful concepts and ideas, we still, on the human, physical, the creature level, we have terror about leaving. But anyway, so I do this this double role where I am the one that brings in the divine truth, but I still have this tender heart, and I might even cry some tears. But it makes it very real and authentic, and so people really feel that, and it gives them permission to go deeper than we normally do. And I just made a beautiful film video of a ceremony that we did at the Yuba River at a beach for a friend of 35 years. And if you want the link, I think it has a lot of universal truth to it. And if you want the link, I can send it to you. Just email me. So let's see what I have in the slideshow next. I surprised myself. So I started out like this. This is me at age 2, I think, or the one on the right. And it's about, like, who am I and what am I doing here? And in the left picture, there's already, in this little child, there's the sorrow of the world is already there. The heaviness. I grew up in Germany with a lot of pain and a big pain body. And so it was really difficult to take on this journey. But now I'm in a place where I say, oh, it was worth everything. It was worth it all, So I adopted kind of this attitude. Okay, let's just survive it. It will pass eventually. And, it did. And now it's a different kind of exploration. This is another expression of, in my youth, once in a while, I was spontaneously expressing what I felt inside. And it touched people, but they didn't know what to do with it, the sadness and feeling lost. So I really did feel like I was not in my home. I felt lost. So, and so I made myself a collage later when I started to do a healing work with the inner child. And I put myself into the setting where I wanted to be as a little kid. I always wanted to be in nature and with the animals, because that was actually the most healing place. People were violent, they were not safe, they were painful to be around. And I know they all did the best they could, but I wanted to be there. And so I realized eventually the human condition. And, it's like, okay, we all feel caged up and we focus on the cage. We focus on the locked door that we can't open, while the sky above us is complete. There isn't even a ceiling. So this picture is worth 1,000 words. I just love it. So human beings are in this condition. We have all the freedom in the world, but we are looking inside of the cage, and we run around like this, or like a little hamster in a wheel when we live in the mind. Another analogy is so it's all one ocean, right? The waves are a part of the ocean. But when we identify with the waves on top, which might be totally turbulent in a storm, we get seasick all the time. But when we go deeper into our being, into the depth of the ocean, we realize that there is no turbulence. It's calm, it's peaceful. So to remember throughout the day, many times, to go to the depth of the ocean, that peace that is always inside of us and available, instead of staying on the surface of the sea where we're really tossed up and down and get seasick. So I became very feisty. So since my name is Angelika, sometimes people called me Angel, and I always felt like I was really both an angel and a devil, because I had these two sides. And I think most human beings do, or maybe even all of them. We have this rage inside, and the rage is about that we are limited. We don't like it. Our spirit is free and unlimited, and sometimes we get enraged about the limitation. And the other thing is our programming. Most of us were raised with our dignity got taken away. We weren't receiving the kind of care and nurturing we needed. And so we became distorted in our identity. So when we have no dignity, we might get aggressive, or sometimes when we're scared, we might get angry instead of scared, because it's an easier thing to feel. So I became this angel with the sword. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I am many people. So there is this story of one of my teachers in India. A disciple came to him and said, I want to be enlightened. I want to be enlightened. And the teacher said, which one of you? There is a crowd inside of you. And it's one voice wants a new house. One voice wants a new car. One wants a new relationship. One wants stability. The other one wants variety. The one wants to be a renunciant. The other one wants to be rich. So there is all these conflicting emotions and desires and feelings and identifications in our being. So I like to work with visuals, and that's why I made these collages. I call them soul portraits, where I can see, where do I want to go? Where am I? And this brings me to a very important point on our journey, that where our awareness is, that is where we live. And our thoughts do become things. So I really encourage everyone to focus more and more on who we truly are throughout the day. It's more difficult in the day-to-day life when we're all busy. But, it's good to start the day with those kinds of practices and thoughts: awareness, contemplation, meditation, worship, song, whatever you like to do, a walk in nature. And to end the day, the last half hour, the first half hour and the last half hour of our day is super important. It's what we put into that space that will shape the day and will shape the night and influence our dreams. So you could ask for your divine to help you in the night, to help you to with your dreams, to give you wisdom, to give you comfort and solace, and really connect. So we are really not orphans, although we feel like it often. But the journey itself there is nothing wrong with it. We wanted it, and the divine in us wanted it. So to experience and to explore all these ways that are possible, whether they are, dark or light, in a way, for the divine, it's all the same. There's no judgment. It's all good. It's all valuable wisdom, valuable experience and exploration. And I have grown so much through the very difficult and troubled times in my life, through the what you would call disastrous experiences and losses and times of sorrow, that I grew through those times, because those times especially made me seek my home more earnestly. Because if everything just goes smoothly and nicely, I might not, really have such a motivation to wake up. But I'm one of those who came into this earth to wake up again, to remember who I am, and to help others on that journey if they want that. That's my purpose. And since that purpose has become clear, there is no more concern about difficult things that might come up, because I can put it in the right context, in the right perspective. My journey is valuable. There is nothing wrong with me. Your journey is valuable. There is nothing wrong with it. No matter how chaotic it might seem at times, or how lost you might feel, there is nothing whatsoever wrong with it. Every little piece, every little step of your experience is incredibly valuable. So if we could drop the judgment of our experience, of ourselves, of how the world is, and we could live in sacred neutrality and be more in awareness and presence, we would not suffer. We might experience pain here and there. Sometimes if something really difficult happens in life, I feel the pain. I feel it fully. But I no longer make it wrong. I meet it with a breath and with a method that I've studied, which involves eye movements and engaging the whole brain. And I know now that I can move through this. It's like a wave moving through me. It's energy moving through. If I welcome it instead of resist it, it moves through naturally. And it is such an amazing practice. See, I've lost my fear of my own feelings. I've lost my fear of my own intensity. I've lost the fear of the future. I've lost PTSD. I've lost all those things because I kept reaching out for help, and the right help on my journey back home keeps showing up, and it's just getting better and better and better. So Leonard Cohen sings, "Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That is how the light gets in." So we're talking about shadow, and there's another quote, "If you have no shadow, you are not in the light." So these things are so interesting to contemplate, because in this world, it's a world that is in opposites, where contrast exists and opposites exist. Day, night, hot, cold, man, woman, shadow, light. So it's not possible to always have one side, the light. But something in us, maybe it's the fairy tales we heard, and something in us wants to experience only love and light. But here's the thing. So love and light is our true nature. It's who we truly are. But the personality, the body-mind, that human being that we think we are, that one is not, forgot who it really is. That one is the one that is getting upset about its journey. So what I want to do is bring those two together. And I often say I'm bringing together the healthy parent and the upset child, the human and the divine in me. And I bring them together so that the healthy parent can put the upset child on her lap. I have a picture, so it might come a little bit later. But so this one is a depiction, a soul portrait of the yin and yang, that the light is in the shadow and the shadow is in the light. So without each other, there wouldn't be a creation. God would just be this infinite quantum soup where nothing ever happens, just still complete in itself. but no out picturing, no out breath. So what the divine does, and they call it Lila, which is a play, or Maya, which is illusion, the divine mother aspect. The divine goes out and creates all these forms so it can explore and have fun with itself. So these infinite beings that we all are, we're all one, from one expression, from one thought, one source. But we aren't the same. Our expressions are different. The aspects that we bring into being to feed back to source, those are different. But in essence, we are one. So this is the one I was looking for when meeting the upset child. Like that mom, oh, little fireball, snotting and crying and wailing and inflamed. Let me just hold you. Let me just meet you and hold you however you are right now. Because I still love you no matter what you feel or go through. And then the little fireball, I just love that one down here on the lower left, how it's just like, it's still like, I don't really want to calm down. I want to hold on to my upset. But if she holds it long enough in presence and awareness and no judgment, no reactivity. Now, this is really important. No reactivity, just present. So this is a process that goes on inside of us, right? Seems a little schizophrenic, but it really works, trust me. So then the little fireball, the upset child in us, turns into peace. And it just, it relaxes. And then everything is well and we're integrated. And I made a vow, I will meet it as many times as I need to. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter how many times this inner child gets upset. I will be there. I will be there to meet it. And so this inner child in me, with all these woundings from the past and all this conditioning and programming, the inner child has learned to trust me, the healthy parent, the divine in me, to guide it. Because children and animals like dogs, especially cats, we can't put in that category, but children and dogs, they need guidance. They need healthy guidance and boundaries because they don't know yet. They're young, they don't know. So if you don't give a child healthy boundaries, the child will keep pushing and pushing, and then they misbehave and they keep looking for guidance, and if they can't have it, they just act out. So for me, one of the ways that I learned or remembered my home was through music. And I was sitting in a garden one time at the Ananda community where I lived for a while. And I asked with all my heart, what should I do with my life? And I was desperate to know an answer. And it was the first time in this life that I heard a voice, like a God voice, sort of a booming voice everywhere all at once. And it said, healing through music. Well, the trouble was I wasn't much of a musician and I didn't know what it meant. So I kind of kept asking, but there was no further explanation. But I did follow the voice. And 2 weeks later, I signed myself up in Sacramento at the university for a music program. And I studied until my savings ran out. I thought it meant another degree in music therapy, but it didn't. It was a musical journey that taught me, first of all, it took me all over the world, and it taught me about my home. That frequency that I bring through the music is the frequency of home. And that's why it touches people. That's why it touched me. It's why it helped to purify. And I learned to trust the divine coming through me as I'm channeling when I speak. I'm just relaxed. I don't know what I'm going to say in the next moment in a way. I have notes, but I hardly ever look at them. I do, just for a structure. But the divine is speaking through me. The divine is singing through me. And I learned the confidence through the music first. And now it kind of applies to everything in my life. So it's the music, it's the speaking, inspirational speaking, the ceremonies, the counseling. The counseling is just becoming amazing because of that space that is empty and welcoming and open to bring in what is in the highest good for everyone present. And it's been this most amazing journey. So even though this journey has been very heartbreaking and difficult in some, and whose journey isn't, right? I mean, Yogananda used to say, an easy life is not a victorious life. So I'm sure that we all have tremendous heartache, even though we live in a pretty good circumstances compared to some parts of the world. But still, we deal with, heart issues and all kinds of, every human being on this planet is challenged. It's just the nature of how Earth is. So if we can just welcome that, we're here to experience both duality, the light and the dark, the shadow. And we experience pain and sorrow, and then we experience incredible joy. And if we could just take it as a dance, it's a beautiful dance. There's nothing wrong with it. Creator never judges us. So it would be best if we could drop judgment. If we could just stop judging ourselves and judging each other and judging the world. Everybody is on their journey. So I have this other, a few more slides. So this is, I used to want to leave Earth, and I always, so the photo in the background with the heart in the sky, this is from our property out here in French Corral. I actually took that photo myself, minus the spaceship. But see the heart in the sky, the light. And that was in the sky. I didn't see it at the time I took the photo. I photographed the rainbow. But when I transferred it was a digital camera, when I transferred this photo into my computer, I went, oh my God. And when I blow it up to enlarge it, it's 3 oval-shaped lights on top of each other to make this formation of a heart. And at the time I was recording one of my CDs called Benediction. And I just felt very connected. And I believe this was a message from, the universe to me that don't worry, there's going to be some hard times coming, but all is well. It was a message of love and affirmation. But then later I put the spaceship in there because I was still in a place of where I wanted to leave this planet. I felt it was messed up and too painful. So I always imagined myself being beamed up in this wonderful spaceship. But so I got over that. I am fully here now. So I cut loose the anchor here. I work with the visuals just for myself and for friends and other people. I make visuals, like visual affirmations, freedom, cutting loose from all the heavy things that I no longer need. And just to turn into my butterfly, innocent, free, and ethereal creature that I really am. My spirit flies free, while I still can explore in the physical all these other things. And then I also learned that, it's really good to relax, because it's true, nothing is under control. And this little Buddha baby here shows that so well. Nothing is under control. We'd keep trying to control and manipulate life, but hey, it just can't be done. All right, so why not just say, relax, and not take it quite so seriously, right? So another one of my teacher always said, okay, you guys, you are on the airplane. You are already on the flight. Your destination back home is assured. So just sit down and enjoy the flight instead of running up and down the aisle and getting all frantic. And are we going to get there yet? Am I here yet? Which is what a lot of us do. But just relax. So relaxing is a way to come back home. And more quickly, at least for me, When I relax, I can go back into alignment very quickly. So relaxing is also the not identifying with the waves on the surface of the sea. See, the waves are still a part of the ocean, but they forget. They think they're this separate thing because they're rising up and they're taking on a shape, and then they're crashing and there's wind that whips them. But if the wave can remember that it's the ocean, its nature is the ocean, and go deep, just dive down deep again and again and again, then there is peace. Peace is always available, and it can even be both. So I've learned to experience the peace and the turbulence of the wave, of the experiences of life, all at the same time, and breathe and be present. And as I do that, it's like the mother and the child, the divine and the human, they merge, they become one in my awareness, in my tangible experience. Because here we can know these spiritual truths in our head, but we still need to have a tangible experience of it. That's what will cure humanity, a tangible experience of who we are, not just talking about it, right? All right, so, okay. Just 1 second here. My screen always gets kind of rearranged when I do this. Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. Here we are. All right, so let's do a little contemplation together. And I invite you to close your eyes and just let all that we talked about kind of sink in. It's making seeds. They will sprout in their own time. And just notice for a moment, what would it be like to drop into here, into earth, from our home of light and love? To simply observe and experience this dimension. What would it be like to not have a past or a future? To just be here right now, just present. What would it be like if there was no sense of wrong or right? No judgment? No evaluation? Just being here. Just experiencing. Curious. We're just visiting, remember? We're just dropped in to visit and check it out. What's Earth like? Oh wow, that's interesting, isn't it? How would you feel observing your own character playing in this life story from that unattached perspective? Completely identified and remembering fully your true home in God's very heart. How would you guide this character you are playing? What advice would you give him or her? And just relax and let the answers come on their own. And again, just remember you just dropped in here for a little visit. There's nothing to worry about, nothing to be concerned about. You cannot die, you cannot be harmed in truth. We are the divine sparks that have gone out from the totality of the light to explore how to find our way back. And what I learned from my wayward, winding journey, every seeming disaster brought me closer to home. And since we cannot see what is still in the unconscious mind, those barriers to God, to love, to freedom, unless something or someone in life makes it visible. So that is why they are valuable. So when we can see what is there, we can release, resolve, and integrate. Every heartache and pain and challenge turned out to be necessary to bring me to this point, back home where I belong. And now I can be grateful for all the experiences. And I feel at home wherever I am. Even in this little earth journey, I'm no longer longing to be elsewhere, because I finally remembered my home inside myself. It's portable, it's always with me, and all I need to do is allow it, ask for help whenever things get difficult. Remember it and focus there, and make the intention to focus on it every single day, every moment in my life, as much as is possible. To focus my attention, my energy, and my awareness there. Nothing needs to change in our journey. We don't need to fix ourselves. We just need to remember. Regardless of the ups and downs of the waves, the ocean of our true nature. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And exhale with a sigh. Breathing in. And one more time. Beautiful. And I will go right into a live song called Oceans by Hillsong United. You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. Ooh, ooh. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed, and you won't start now. So I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours and you are mine. Ooh, ooh. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of your love. In the presence of your love. In the presence of your